Welcome to Downtown Sports. My name is Downtown Stephen Brown, and in today's video, guys, I want to talk about why the Toronto Maple Leafs should still be all in at this year's trade deadline and provide some perspective as to why. And I'm not just going to be going over all the reasons why the team is good in this video. Everyone knows why they're good. Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, maybe not so much as of late, but John Tavares and William Nylander are having tremendous seasons. The penalty kill is fantastic. The power play is absolutely amazing. Michael Bunting's been really good. They've gotten some depth scoring. Their shutdown line between Ilya Mikheyev, David Kampf, and Pierre Engvall's been excellent over the last little while. But it's also obvious as to why the team is not good enough. So I tweeted this out earlier today, Sunday. Team save percentage in all situations since February the 1st. Toronto, 26th, 879. Florida, 30th, 873. One of these teams are talking about emptying the cupboards for Claude Giroux, and the other is cooked, apparently. Now, obviously, if you're going to have a nuanced conversation about the Toronto Maple Leafs and their goaltending over the last little while, you also have to talk about their defense, which is, whatever adjective you want to use to describe it in front of their own net, just garbage. But the one positive to take away from their defensive play over the last little while is that the Maple Leafs, in terms of scoring chances allowed per 60 minutes, since February the 1st at 5-on-5, have allowed the 6th fewest amount of opportunities. And if you're looking at the high danger shot attempts allowed per 60 minutes, they've allowed the 3rd fewest. And the thing to take away from that is that they have not allowed a high volume of overall opportunities or even dangerous ones. But the ones that they are allowing are quite dangerous, and they're turning situations that are not dangerous into dangerous ones with their horrific play in front of their own net. If the Maple Leafs could just clean up the play in front of their own net a little bit, we should see a dramatic improvement. But at the same time, the goaltending needs to be better with it. It's a nuanced conversation. They go hand in hand. Another way to positively look at it is that because we know what the problem is exactly, you should be able to fix it. But to go back to the original tweet that I showed of where the Maple Leafs and Panthers rank in terms of save percentage in all situations since February the 1st. The Panthers started their season 8-0-0, and ever since then, Sergei Bobrovsky has a 909 save percentage. Since February the 1st, he has an 896 save percentage. And over the last 2 years, his save percentage is a 902. And yeah, they could call up Spencer Knight and give him an opportunity to play in there, but in 18 games this year, he's got an 898 save percentage and a 917 save percentage in 10 games at the American Hockey League level is not exactly anything that jumps off the page in a league that's not known for its scoring. And there are absolutely zero rumors surrounding the Florida Panthers and them going out and getting another goalie. And the point in comparing the two is not to say that the Maple Leafs are actually fine and there's nothing to worry about. The point in comparing the two is to highlight where the Panthers are and what they want to do at this year's trade deadline with said awful goaltending. Because it doesn't matter that the Florida Panthers in front of their goaltender on paper are better than the Toronto Maple Leafs in front of their goaltender. Doesn't matter. You can't win with bad goaltending, period. And also, through the first 18 games of this season, or the first 2 months of it, Jack Campbell had a 946 save percentage. And if you're not happy with just an 18-game sample, we can go back to March the 20th of last season, which is when Jack Campbell came back from injury and officially took over the starting job from Frederik Andersen. Through the playoffs, through to this date, Jack Campbell played in 44 out of a possible 55 games and had a 932 save percentage. There is an in-between between that 932 and whatever ghastly number it is right now. Obviously, I'm not comparing the 2019-2020 Tampa Bay Lightning to this year's Toronto Maple Leafs on paper, but the 2019-2020 Tampa Bay Lightning just got done being swept by the Columbus Blue Jackets in the first round after making the conference finals, and the cup finals. And obviously, the conference finals and the cup finals are a lot different than losing in the first round. But when your expectations are to win the Stanley Cup, falling short of expectations is falling short of expectations. They didn't blow up the core. They doubled down on it and spent the equivalent of 3 first-round picks at that year's trade deadline to improve their team. In the following year, still having Blake Coleman and Barclay Goodrow on their team, who they spent the equivalent of 3 first-round picks on, they went out and spent another first-round pick on David Savard. They spent the equivalent of 4 first-round picks in a 2-year span and won back-to-back Stanley Cups. They got swept in the first round by the Columbus Blue Jackets. And if you want to go back and look at that series and say, well, they didn't have a healthy Victor Hedman through it. The Leafs didn't have John Tavares last year either. It doesn't matter. They still should have beaten the Montreal Canadiens the same way the Lightning without Hedman should have beaten the Columbus Blue Jackets that year. All right, I got another one for you. The Colorado Avalanche started this season with absolutely horrific goaltending from Darcy Kuemper. Dude had a .903 save percentage through his first 15 games. And over that time period, the team still managed to be 10th in the NHL in points percentage, but only 11-6-1. Not necessarily a team that you would take seriously through the first 2 months of the season. In the games since then, Darcy Kuemper has a .926 save percentage. And I don't know what the fix is there. Did he just start playing better? Did the Colorado Avalanche have a philosophical change defensively? They definitely didn't make any trades. So it is possible for a team to just start playing better through the middle of the season and just get better results. The Colorado Avalanche, by the way, are a team that have lost in the second round, the first round, the last 4 years. Again, falling short of expectations is falling short of expectations. It doesn't matter where they are. It's disappointing either way. And this is a Kyle Dubas quote from David Alter from the other day. I think if we're going to focus on anything, you're always just trying to make the team better. Well, yeah, okay, Kyle. But I think at this time, it's maybe more on defense. I would swear if I could, but it's not in good taste and it's not very professional. I'm a journalism student. But at the same time, it's very clear that no matter what combination or what way you want to arrange the defensemen that we have, it's just not good enough. And if I had to pick between the defense and the goaltending and say which one could solve itself, it would be the goaltending, because of that stretch where Campbell played in 44 out of a possible 55 games and had a .932 save percentage. It's frustrating because we know that he can be better. He knows that he can be better. So should the Toronto Maple Leafs be all in at this year's trade deadline? I mean, preferably if you're going to be all in and you're going to spend the assets, I would prefer it to be on players who are going to be here longer than just this season, because then at least that gives them an opportunity to regroup and try again with some more time, like what the Lightning did during the 2019-2020 season. They acquired Gaudreau and Coleman, but they were going to be around for 2 seasons. But even if you acquire 2 guys to help you, it's got to be a collaborative effort, right? The entire team needs to adopt a philosophy of we can't let other teams push us around in front of our own net. We can't let other teams just do whatever we want in our own zone. There needs to be an improvement from within from the guys who are already here. And if the Maple Leafs acquire 1 or 2 defensemen, and that improves the team defensive play, and they get a collaborative effort from everyone else, and the team as a whole just improves, and the goaltending is still bad, they should still be in, because the Panthers are okay in doing that, and their goaltending situation is just as bad. If anything, their goaltending situation is even worse, because Sergei Bobrovsky over the last couple of years has not had a 40-plus game stretch with a save percentage better than .932. And the Toronto Maple Leafs have a goaltender like that. There is an in-between between the, .946 that he was through the first 2 months of this year and the .890 that he's been since December the 1st. The Florida Panthers, by the way, with its current core, are a team that have won absolutely nothing. The one thing that I will say is that it's March the 6th, and the trade deadline is March the 21st. So Kyle, if you're going to make additions to this year's team, if you're going to improve the blue line, go out there and do it. And Jack, there's like 7 or 8 more weeks left in the season. You got time, but preferably it's sooner rather than later. Please. But that's going to be it for the video, guys. Make sure to like it if you did like it and subscribe for more, because more is always on the way. And guys, I very rarely take a harsh opinionated stance on things, but this is where I am going to take one, because it makes absolutely no sense for the Florida Panthers to be all in with their goaltending situation, because it does not matter how good the team is in front of a bad goalie. If you got a bad goalie, you're not going to win. It doesn't make sense for them to be all in and for the Toronto Maple Leafs not to be, especially when the problems that the Maple Leafs have are very, very clear. And because they're clear, you should be able to fix them. The Tampa Bay Lightning, after being swept in the first round after years of disappointment, doubled down on their core, kept them together, and the guys who were there played better, and they won back-to-back Stanley Cups. The Colorado Avalanche started the year with some of the worst goaltending in the entire NHL. It has improved. It's possible for a goalie or for players to improve, even through extended slumps.